Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of Tengu Summoner, here with Ultraviolent 4. Right at the end of the last one, we found the temple, and we picked up our god, which for this game is going to be Ashenzari. Ashenzari gives you piety when you curse items on, so we cursed on this Spear of Freezing. I'm not sure, we can't unwield it. I'm not sure if it was better than cursing on the Vampiric Halberd, but I made this choice anyway. So we're going to start getting piety while we walk around with this cursed item on. And if we find additional remove curse scrolls, we'll think about cursing other items too. The way that the game works is basically once you worship Ashenzari, you never find remove curse scrolls again. It's just, I don't know, it's the nature of the game. So they'll be very precious when and if we find more of them. As a god, Ashenzari is not one of my favorites. So, what does he do? Mostly his abilities are passive. So, as you get more piety, you'll start detecting things. So you'll detect enemies, and you'll get an idea of how difficult they are. You'll start detecting what items enemies have. You'll detect what items are when you find them. So if you have your weapon bound, as you find new weapons, there's a chance that Ashenzari will tell you, hey, that's a +4 longsword of freezing, or hey, that's a cursed minus distortion weapon. So that's handy. He'll show traps to you, which is something that I do like. So you don't have to worry so much about getting trapped. He'll show you portals, where stairs are, that sort of thing. Also at 3 piety, you get see invis and you get clarity, which are both pretty good too. And there are some additional abilities. There's a kind of funky one called, it's knowledge transfer, that lets you switch your skills around, which is interesting, but in practice it's not one that you use very often. But anyway, the reason why I don't love Ashenzari, and I know that this is not necessarily logical, and by that I mean it's illogical, is that I don't like having my options limited. So as you curse stuff on, it feels to me like my options are being limited. I like testing out new armors by wearing them and seeing what they're like. I like switching things around. But when everything has to be cursed on, I don't know, there's just something that I feel like, it just feels bad to me. It's like, so on the N64, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, my favorite game ever, Majora's Mask, I could not stand. And I could not stand it because there was a time limit. It's the same sort of thing. Like, there's some restriction there that I just feel like I don't have infinite options. One of my friends would always say to me, Ultra, you're crazy. He wouldn't call me Ultra, but he would say, actual name, you're crazy because you can slow time down. It doesn't matter. You essentially can get infinite time. But to me, I don't know, something in my mind that if my options are limited, I don't like it. So with that in mind, we're going to play Ashenzari. We're playing all the different gods, but yeah, I usually only play Ashenzari in tournaments. Right, so one thing that we're going to be working on is trying to use flight a lot, because people very often, well, when I see them at least, when they're playing Tengu, they never use it when they should be using it all the time, because it means that you can just walk away from ogres. Even if you keep rolling Crimson Imps and you never get any of the more powerful Imps, you can still just walk away forever. We should probably help out with our spear. Alright, good. Let's fly. We should not be having multiple orcs able to hit us at once. We see here there's a curse -3 flail. So that's, thank you Ash. That's an uncursed armor, leather armor of fire resistance. We definitely want that. Our current one is just a leather armor. So this, it's +2 as well. So in addition to the extra 2 AC we just got, we're now fire resistant. So that's a nice pickup. We're going to drop the whole leather armor and the robe. Alright, a quokka. I'm not afraid of that. You can just hit it with our spear. For these trivial monsters, we can, even with 0 polearm skill, we can just tab them. We probably should fly first though for the extra evasion. Because we have the additional auxiliary attacks of a Tengu. So we get to peck stuff and we get to claw them with our talons. Ooh, I should not have done that. I should have used flight before coming downstairs. Alright. So have a look at the minimap here on the right. This yellow dot here. Ashenzari is telling us where the portal entrance is, which is handy. So we get to start walking that way. I think we should be flying. Alright. We've got a sky beast and a worker ant coming. We don't have any curing yet, so I think we'll make a hound. And then, alright, yeah, okay. The hound is pretty good against the sky beast because it can detect where invis stuff is. So even if the sky beast is invis, the hound will still help out. Do we want to play mutation roulette? Probably not without any potions of mutation. So if it went badly, we couldn't get out of it. Alright, and let's start heading towards the drain there. Magic mapping, that's handy, but we don't need it. It's not so important when you're Ashenzari. Iguanas are kind of scary, they hit hard, but if we're flying we can walk away from them, which we should do again. And like anything, when it's overwhelmed with summons, it's just going to die. We can fly over the water. Alright, come on. There we go. Air magic to 4. How's our Spire? 26%. We're nearly there. 3 spell levels. We can't learn Summon Ice Beast just yet. We should also... Ooh. An Amulet of Faith. I think that's probably not worth it with Ashenzari. Most of his abilities are passive rather than active, so he doesn't give gifts as such, so that's not that exciting. Ashenzari warns you, it is carrying a short blow of flaming. Fortunately we have RF on our armor, but still this is quite scary. We could risk a summon lightning spire, but not yet. I think we'll just step around this corner. Okay, now things are really bad. I kind of wish we were flying. So, Menkure, or I've never figured out exactly how to say that. Menkure can haste himself. He can hit for up to 25 with his attacks, and he can torment you, which halves your AC, your hit points. Sorry. Extremely scary at this point in the game. Extremely scary considering that there is a centaur who's just here. Because it means if we stay put for the centaur to come and not be at ranged, we can be just getting killed by Menkure. But if we run from Menkure, we could be getting shot by the centaur. I think Menkure is definitely the scarier of the two enemies. So I'm going to start running up. Oh, we immediately got tormented. Alright, we got tormented and here's a centaur. What have we got? We have a potion of heal wounds, so we can probably not die to the centaur, maybe. It can do 10 damage plus its shortbow damage. Let's look up shortbow. Shortbow does 9 damage, so that's 19. Then it's got the little bit additional from the flaming brand, and there's the fact that because centaurs are fast, if you're unlucky, they can shoot you multiple times per turn. So this is a really bad situation, actually. What else have we got? Scholar Teleport's too slow and scary. If we could get our summons between us and the centaur, that would help. So let's just take this slowly. I'm going to keep walking, and we might need to heal wounds. Alright, that's good. Our centaur is blocking for us. Alright. Okay. Went down to 15. So you saw there that even though the stuff was between us, the arrows missed the Crimson Imp and then hit us. That's important to note because Crimson Imps have really high evasion. 3 points of it. So if you're counting on Crimson Imps to block ranged projectiles from hitting you, not a good plan, or at least not a good plan when we're talking about a life or death situation. So at this point, we're one max arrow roll from death. I think we do our heal wounds, and then we see if we can just get back upstairs. If we could get a Spire down, and maybe just kill the centaur, that would make this a lot safer. But if we failed, we got shot, we'd have to go upstairs and we could get shot again. Spire's 26% chance to work. I think I'm really willing to risk it, maybe. What's also good? Okay, we failed it. Alright, let's go back up. Alright, I mean, the drain is nice and all, but living is more important. Again, I forgot. We should have been flying before we walked down. Alright, here comes the Howler Monkey. So, we actually got the Spire this time. Seeing as it's making... Oh man, the centaur hurts so much. It making lots of noise when we have a Spire down is good, but... we just got nailed by that centaur. Let's fly again. We're going to try Spire. Failed. One more go. Okay, good. And we can poke around it. No, it did not work. We don't have enough mana. Alright, it's okay. We'll bring the Phantom up. And I guess we'll make some imps to help out. Basically, at this point, it's looking like we're probably just not going to get in the drain, which is really not a huge deal, I guess. It would be nice to get in there. You tend to get good consumables in there, but if we're going to die to get in there, it's not worth it. Let's fly. Let's see where this last stair... Oh, it's right next to the drain. Okay, we got lucky. We're also near Mercury, so we need to be a bit careful. Alright. Let's ID this potion. There's curing. Okay, that's good. How are we for Spire? 22%. Alright. So we're getting there, but it's still a bit risky. It's yellow and it's not super reliable. If we can get Spire though, and I'm going to fly first before we keep exploring. Also helps us with the ward here because we don't get slowed by it. But if we can get Spire down, it will mostly kill everything. Good. I love failing to fly. Alright, already pays off. We immediately get a heal wounds potion. That's good. Curse Mice to Dagger. No thank you. The blowgun and the poison needles. I guess we may as well pick them up. Oh no, there's no point. See, this is what I mean about Ashenzari. Our weapon's cursed on, so we can't just switch to and from a blowgun because Ashenzari does not allow you to do that. Oh man, this spell is absurd. I probably should talk about this a little bit. Basically, Summon Lightning Spire is, in my opinion, the strongest spell in the game. It's the best spell. It's not the strongest in the sense that it does the most damage. Obviously, something more like Firestorm is a lot stronger than someone Lightning Spire is. But considering that Lightning Spire is a level 4 spell and so on, I think this is, the best spell for how much investment it takes to use and how much work it does over the entirety of our game. From the early dungeon all the way into Zot, this spell is a workhorse. If you've not seen this before, this is the cover of my upcoming book. It still hasn't been released yet, but should be coming soon. I'll put a link to it in the description, but if you want to pre-order one, I'll send you a signed copy. So there you go. There are so many things that you can do with this spell. It is amazing. We're going to learn a lot of them as we go. Alright, but for now, it's just going to kill everything. There's a +3 dagger. I still think we're better off with a Apollon. Alright, so I mean, at this point, okay, it's not completely reliable yet. But once Spire becomes fully reliable, we won't really have to worry about any of our other summons, like the summoning imps and stuff, because Spire will actually just kill everything for us. We should be flying. Like, look at this. This is a whole bunch of river rats at once. It might be a threat, except that Spire just kills everything. We should be flying again. We've got multiple adders coming. Okay, so this is one of the first things to know about Spire. Its lightning bolts that it casts can bounce off walls. So you can position it like this so that if it fires, it will hit the monster, the lightning bolt will hit the wall, and will hit them a second time. So let's start getting the adder. Yeah, like that. You see the double zaps there. Did it actually... Yeah, it did hit the one lightning bolt, hit the adder twice. Hit the adder, then hit the adder a second time and killed it. Okay, we're getting poisoned. Ashenzari warns you, a kobold is wielding a dagger of venom. He has a dagger of venom and a blowgun with poison needles. He's kind of a boss. Here's another thing you can do with Spire, if you can cast it. You can block doorways with it, or even just range things. So it has very low evasion. It's not quite 0, but it's very low. And that means it's very reliable at blocking projectiles. So if we could have used it before against the centaur that was killing us, we would have been able to use the Spire to block arrows. What is hitting it? Is he the guy that has... No. He isn't the guy that has a venom weapon. If he was, I'd need to be afraid. But no. Good. Alright, here we go again. Again, I should be flying, but I'm being really lazy. And why do you fail to fly? I don't know. Self-abilities like that, I really don't know why there's an ability, or there's a chance to fail it. Like, if you're a Tengu, you should just know how to fly. It's like Deep Dwarves as well with their self-heal ability. You should just be able to know how to self-heal. You shouldn't fail that. But it is what it is, I guess. We know that there's going to be a worm sitting here, so we're going to fly before we leave. Alright, good. There's Menkure. He's hasted and we've already eaten a torment, so I think we go up. Pick a new step. And again, I'm being bad at it. We should be flying every time before I go down. Now that we have 4 spell levels again, I'm gonna learn Summon Ice Beast. Put that on S maybe. Okay, yeah. Without any ice training, we can't use it very reliably. I might train some ice in the future, maybe. Summon Ice Beast is a very good spell. I forgot again, we should be flying. It can itself carry you probably through 2 runes of the game. Just that one spell. So it is very good. I mostly don't bother with Summon Ice Beast though, because you have to walk everywhere spamming it all the time. Whereas you can just put down one Lightning Spire and it will do much the same thing. Alright, so like this, we put the Spire between us and the Centaur, and then all the arrows are going to hit the Spire, or most of them anyway. Good. Alright, a short bow of flaming, again, wouldn't be a bad weapon to use from range, but Ashenzari does not allow us to do that. Let's read this scroll. Enchant armor. Alright, +3 leather of fire resistance is pretty good. That's our max enchantment on it, I think. Yeah, can't be enchanted further. Okay, good. And Mercury is still walking around. I think at this point we may as well just amnesia summon small mammal. We don't really have much use for that anymore. Like a lot of the other ones still have some sort of use. Summon Ice Beast is always good against cold-blooded things because you can attack, slow them with their attacks. Canine Familiar is always good against things that are invis. And then Summon Imp is, I guess, also not as good. It kind of can do those things too, but anyway. Summon Small Mammal, once you're at level 2, you don't really need anymore. Let's fly. God. There's Mercury. Okay, I'm going to step around here so that it breaks line of sight, so we can't be tormented while we're now putting down our Spire. And then I'm going to start heading, I guess I should be heading down back towards the stairs. Or maybe I should be heading back up that way to those stairs. Yeah, that's probably better. And we'll see if Spire can't kill Mercury for us. Yep, can. Good stuff. Oh, I thought that was my imp. I was like, I don't remember summoning an imp. No, it's an enemy imp. Okay. That's the troll zone vault where all the other ones are fake. Trident is better than a spear, but it's also unbranded. I'm gonna pick it up though. Maybe we'll accidentally find a brand weapon, a scroll of brand weapon, in which case we may as well put it on that trident. Okay, nothing else to read, that's fine. As far as the Book of Callings goes, I'm going to say that we probably aren't going to use Summon Guardian Golem. Or maybe we might, because I can show it to you. +2 Dex Ring, let's put that on. Better off to step, we failed it. Okay, the idea there was that I wanted to use Spire like this to block the hallway, so that then the hound couldn't get to us and we could just reach over it. New book, it's exciting. Too stealthy apparently. I'm gonna yell. Okay. Because this stuff is on top of us, let's fly. So then we can make space by being faster, and then we can put a new Spire between us and the bear. Cool. Probably should have been flying before that, but I got greedy. Let's go canines to see invis. And again. Okay. Good. We still don't have any, mutation potions, so I don't want to play mutation roulette. Cool. We have a potion of lick, which is very good if we meet something like a killer bee pack, and a book of conjurations. That's not too bad for us because Tengu have a +3 conjurations aptitude, but we don't really need it. Basically, Summon Lightning Spire is going to carry us through most of the game, so I don't really need to go into other schools. Let's just read these scrolls. Fog. Okay. An Uncursed Enchanted Cloak. +2, nice. So we get up to 9 AC, which is good. As is this regen amulet, that's also really good. Do we have... no. Like I said, once you start playing Ashenzari, you'll never see remove curse scrolls again. So we can't curse that on. But yeah, that's typical. So that arrows are appearing, so it suggests a centaur. Alright, never mind, it's okay. Alright, air magic to 7. I wonder if that's enough. We should probably keep going. It's a +3 aptitude, and Spire's at 11% to fail. We can get it down to being basically never ever fail. Okay, and I probably should teach you about placement. Alright, now pay attention. Look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. Way that you put Spire down. I can't keep this one up. Okay, so the way that you want to do it, and this is something that I also often see people make the mistake of. First of all, let's fly. Okay, so once enemies start hitting your Spire, it's fairly fragile. They'll kill it pretty quickly. So the mistake that I see people make is they put the Spire, say, between them and the enemy, or closer to the enemy than them, or even all the way at the front like this. Between you and the enemy is good if you're blocking projectiles, but if it's an enemy that you want to kill, the actual best way to use Spire is to put it behind you. And the reason for that is that, let's say we put it here, or next to us here. We would have 2 turns for the hound to walk, and then it would start attacking the Spire. Whereas if we put it here, as we then start backing away, it would be 4 moves for the hound to get to the Spire, and that whole time the Spire can be shooting. So it's like effectively doubling the amount of turns that your Spire will get to attack before it dies. So that's the main thing I would say to you is put it behind you rather than if it's a situation where you're just going to be walking away from the enemy, just put it behind you because you get additional turns for the Spire to kill stuff. Here's Prince Ribbit. Kind of scary, but again, Spire should just kill him. Well, that's the plan anyway. Where are you, Ribbit? Yep, got him. Here's Pikel. I'm going to put the Spire here. We should probably fly, just in case he gets on top of us. Okay, good. Man, he would normally be kind of a scary enemy, but again, Summon Lightning Spire is just so... I want to say broken. I also don't want it to get nerfed. So I kind of don't want to say broken, but the spell is broken. It's so good. I didn't mean to take a shot there. Good. And magic to 8. We reached 9. We want to go more int. Do we? I don't know that we do at this point. It might not be a bad option to start putting some points in strength. And the reason for that is I like in my hybrid sorts of characters ending up in dragon armors. To wear a fire dragon armor, you want to have at least 11 points of strength. Yeah, okay, I don't mind going some strength. I don't like the playstyle where you wear robes and you never have any defenses, and then you just get the highest level summons that you can, because you're then being a glass cannon, but you kill things slowly with summons. It's not like you're a blaster caster and you can just blow stuff up. You have to kill stuff slowly, which means having no defenses and being like that is, I don't know, I really don't like that. So yeah, I like training armor, or like wearing heavier armor than just robes. In fact, I don't really like robes on any characters, even my blaster casters. I like having defenses. But I digress. The point is, we're going to be aiming for some strength to get heavier armor. Cool. We do have enough spell levels to summon Guardian Golem. I guess we'll pick it up. It's gone on to A. I'll make a new macro to do... we'll put it on Q, I guess. So I'm doing equals S to change my spell letters, if you didn't know. And I put it from A to Q, and then I'll make a macro that does ZQ. There we go. Okay. Alright, so Guardian Golem, let's use it and have a look. That's not... What's going on there? ZQ. Okay, there it is. Alright. So it makes a large construct. It's designed to protect. Basically what it does is it takes damage that would otherwise go to your other summons. It doesn't directly attack enemies at all. All it does is protect your other summons. The thing that makes it kind of funky, oh, we didn't see it, as it takes too much damage, it basically then gets inner flamed, and so if it gets destroyed, it then explodes in an explosion of fire. So if you're not careful with it, you can kill yourself with it. Not recommended. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to use it much, if at all really. I keep forgetting to fly, I'm so bad. And that's because, I don't know, you don't really need to protect Spire. It kills everything for you. Alright, what do we got here? We've got an artifact axe and an artifact scythe. None of those I love. I mean, maybe the artifact axe might have 3 points of plus MR on it and 3 points of RF and RC and who knows, but that's using most of our gold to find out, and it probably won't. So yeah, we'll just leave that. The Slyblade's Ghost. Hey, you, what you gonna do? Hey, you, what you gonna do? Hits her up to 18 damage. He's a healer fighter of beer. Aww. Makes me sad when I see people who died playing beer. I'm happy to see beer players though. Alright, so he hits for 18. He's a 10 speed monster, so if we fly, he basically can never ever catch us. So we do what we said before, we put the Spire as far away from the ghost as we can, and we basically then just walk away from him. And he literally took no damage. Does he have Arlek? No, he just literally took no damage. It's not something you see every day from a Spire. I kind of just want to walk him around like this. And see, yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to be too successful. Okay. I want to fly again. Okay, good. I mean, this is gonna work eventually. Okay, never mind. Eventually, Spire's too strong. Alright, good. Here's a food shop. Not that you should be worried about food, but definitely don't have to worry about food if you have food shops. Alright, let's ID these potions. That's degen and mutation. Okay. One potion of mutation, I don't know if that's enough, but we might play mutation roulette. And there's our first Ashenzari remove curse. I think we just curse on our amulet of plus regen. It's not a bad amulet to have, and by cursing on our jewelry, we get bonuses to our spell schools. So it's in the ability screen, curse item, it's curse on the amulet of regen. Glows black for a moment, okay. We're not getting any bonus just from that yet. I think that's because we don't have enough piety for it actually. I think until you get 2 piety, you don't get the bonuses. Yeah, here. The more cursed you are, the more Ashenzari supports your skills. Yeah, so it's not going to happen yet. But the reason we don't have any piety yet, we just got our first, is because we've only had 1 cursed item on. The more you have, the faster you get piety. So we should start increasing now that we've got 2 different items on. Onto D8. I keep forgetting to fly before going downstairs. Got to remember. Alright, air magic to 9. I'm going to say that's enough. Now let's see. Yep, Spire's at 4%. As good as getting extra air magic at plus 3 aptitude is, we don't really need it. I'm also going to put on a target for summonings, also at 9. I mean, if we happen across spellbooks that have higher level summoning spells, sure, we could train more summonings, but it's something that I try to teach people, and that's don't count on things happening in your game because they might not. So if you just train summonings like this, just expecting to find higher level summons, especially if you're not playing a god like Sith who will give you spellbooks, you can't count on it. So yeah, we'll stop at 9 and turn fighting back on. Let's also put it on. No, I guess we can keep. No, we'll put a spell target on for spellcasting as well. We'll take that to 6. And now that we've got Spire running really reliably, I think we're better off just starting to work on our defenses. So we've turned fighting back on. Once we get summoning and spellcasting off, then I think we'll start focusing these ones. And is that all I want to do? Yeah, we don't really need to train the polearms. I mean, we could, but again, our offense is covered for a while just with Spire, so we're not in any hurry to get a weapon skill going. And then, is that it? We could train some ice magic for summon ice beast. I actually don't mind that. Okay, we'll put ice magic on as well. Yep, okay. It means that it can at least be castable, whereas at the moment it's kind of too risky to even really use it. Alright, the yellow dot over here, Sif is telling us where the entrance to the baily is literally all the way on the other side of the level. I guess we'll start heading there. Maybe not. Let's pick a new stair. Maybe we can end up closer to it. That's a bit better. Kill a bee zombie. It's alright, Spire's gonna kill it. Resist corrosion. We don't really need to have that. I guess we can carry it, but there aren't really enemies at this point in the game that are gonna bother us with using acid attacks. I don't really want to yell at this guy because I didn't want to attract other things too, but I did want it to come so we could make use of the Spire we had down. Okay, yeah, he's gonna see us. Wow, the Spire just one-shot the black bear. Alright, cool. Let's reapply our flight before we go in. Let's not actually, let's wait. We'll get our mana back. We'll fly. But we need it to run out first. Okay, we should get a message that tells us that the baily entrance is gonna disappear. So we shouldn't miss it. Let's fly again and then let's go in. A baily is usually really hard for a lot of characters, especially because we just found it on D8, which is pretty early for a baily. But we have the power of Spire, so we'll see how we go. Some layouts this might still be too difficult, and this might be one of them. Can Spire kill all this stuff? Doubtful. Let's see if we can get some ice space to help out as well. Okay, I think we can do this, at least this bit. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're gonna get, as this one goes, you get more and more difficult enemies. So I think what we should do, I don't remember if there are enemies when you open this door. So I'm gonna fly, and I'm gonna put a Spire back, probably back like here somewhere. And we'll open this door. Okay, no enemies yet, alright. It's still probably not a bad way to do it if we preemptively put the Spire out here somewhere. Fly. Yeah, and then we just start kiting back here. Timed out. Okay, never mind, it wasn't so good. Oh man, that spell is nutty. The Orc Warrior is a bit scary. So we get some ice space to help out. Good. We're starting to lose our buoyancy. It's not good. Alright, we're still okay. Alright, ice magic to 1. That helps. Summon ice space is down to 25%. And I'm actually going to focus it here. I didn't mean to just do ice magic, but maybe I should. Because as we've seen, the summon ice space is really helpful in here. Because there are kind of too many enemies at once for the Spire just to deal with on its own. Yeah, so it would be really good to make sure that we don't mess up ice space while we're here. Right, yeah. And the way that this one works is each one of these rooms you go through, you'll get better rewards, but you get more difficult rooms. This looks like this is open, so I'm going to fly just in case we meet the enemies like this, the Orc Knights and stuff. Alright, let's start walking away. So it's the same sort of plan. I put the Spire as far as possible away from where I want to walk. And this is sort of like part 2 of the Spire placement. So in addition to putting it away from you, as in behind you, you should also put it away from you directionally, because you give enemies a choice. So if I put Spire right and I walk left, the enemy can either walk to the Spire and fight it, in which case we walk away, and we can always then just put a new Spire down once the enemy kills it, or it follows us, in which case the Spire then is free to just continually keep shooting. It's like, I don't know, it's a win-win. Spire always wins, is what I'm trying to say. Cool. Ice magic to 2. How are we going? 19. We'll keep going. Let's eat some food. Should be flying again. The Orc Knight is really scary if we ever get trapped next to it. Man, there you go. So we're in a D8 baily and our Spire like 1v1s an Orc Knight. Good spell. Okay, don't want to be taking shots. Good. I think there's one more room that often has a warlord in it. So I'm not sure that we can do that one even with Spire, but maybe we can try. If you can, it's really good. We picked up 8 scrolls of something. I was going to say, you often get a potion of experience in here. You often also get acquirement scrolls, but surely that is not 8 scrolls of acquirement. Let's find out though. Enchant weapon. Okay. Well, 8 scrolls of enchant weapon, that's quite amazing. Basically, if we ever get a demon trident or something like that, we can just do it to maximum enchantment. That's pretty sweet. Let's see. But we're not gonna blow them all on a plain spear of freezing. But yeah, hold off. Alright, let's see. Should be chopping this. Alright. Kind of nervous actually. Alright, more Oak Knights. So it's the same thing. We put Spire right, we walk left. He's got the choice. He either runs to the Spire, like that, and we walk away. And then we go again. Or he follows us, yeah. I think we could kill an Orc Warlord actually. It's a pretty long hallway. We get to put down a lot of spires as it chases us. But we still should be flying. Yeah, we'll eat. Huh, no there wasn't. Okay. Alright. I guess because this is on D8, it wasn't as strong. Because we don't have any potions, right? No, so we didn't get a potion of experience out of this. This might be the acquirement scroll though. It is. Okay, so there's our main reward that we got out of it. Alright. I think we don't... I mean, we could pick weapon, but because we haven't trained any weapon at all, any weapon skill, it could just be something totally random. I think the best bet is probably actually go armor. Stuff for a summoner is not too important because a summoning one doesn't really enhance your spells that much. Jewelry is, I'd say, the most variable in terms of it can just be really, really bad. So I'm going to go armor. We might get a shield. That'd be cool. It's a cursed enchanted hat. Well, it's a little bit of AC maybe. Really wear it. Yep, it's +2 hat. Sweet. So it gives us +2 AC, and because it's cursed, it's going to give us more Ash Piety. It's not that exciting. We could have got a sweet artifact body armor or some sort of sweet artifact shield, but still, it's extra AC, it's extra piety growth, so can't complain too much. And I think we're going to leave that one there. So now that we're on D8, we can start finding lair. So that's what we're going to be aiming for. If you join me in the next one, we'll be looking for our lair entrance and we'll be going in. See you next time.